evening, everybody. So my name is Nadiia, as Vasilika already mentioned, and my today's topic is about Hedy Lamarr, and it's an amazing combo of beauty and intelligence, piano, Hollywood, and Wi-Fi, and how is it all connected, and I'll explain it later. About me, a couple of words. You already mentioned some facts about me. So my name is Nadiia. In my native language it means hope. That's why you can call me also Madam Hope. I'm a Google Developers Group organizer in Saarbrücken, which is a city in Germany. A little city, not far from here, 1 hour by car. Yeah, that's why we arrived today after work to give you a speech. And my job is quality assurance engineer already for almost 9 years, and 3 of them in Germany. So, and below you can find my contacts, and also QR code for our GDG Saarbrücken community. Yeah, and I'll duplicate it as the last slide, of course, as well. So I'm back to my title. So how did I end up with such a topic? Maybe it's interesting because it's not that technical, I guess, and it's about famous person, but I guess it's very interesting and important to know whom we should be grateful for inventing something fundamental, which is what we are using nowadays every day, everybody of us, and including Wi-Fi and so on. But I'll.
But like you can think first time is about other Lovelace.
Yeah.
A little bit similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be even talk even about her.
Yeah, I already had talks in our community about her. Yeah, it's time for Hedy this time. And how I end up with such a presentation, not that much technical, but we should be grateful to her. She invented some foundation for current technologies we are using nowadays every day, and even stick to our phones. And we've been sitting at the bus station with Volodymyr after one of our events. Don't look at me like this. Yeah, it was you. We've been waiting for a bus and talking about our next possible topics and so on, and he started to talk about this wonderful woman. He is a fan of her, I'm sure, and he started to speak about some Hollywood actress who invented something very technological, and after she told me she was married 6 times, I was sure I need to know who is she and what she was doing, and and to bring this information to people, and that was a little history behind. And now to Hedy. So, little biography and some facts about her. So she was born on 9th of November in 1914 in Vienna, and she was the only child of bank director and concert pianist, Gertrude and Emil. That's where their parents, or her parents. And in early life as a child, she already showed a lot of interest for theater, for movies, and so on. And also she won a beauty contest in Vienna, being just 12 years old, and also she studied at the Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. That's kind of built in her this creative part, since she was a Hollywood icon. I will speak about it later. And at the same time, her father was very free of stereotypes. Even having a daughter, he was bringing her to technologies and explaining how mechanisms are working, so including printing mechanism. And just being 5 years old, she deconstructed and constructed pegs and music box, which is displayed on the picture at the bottom, and it was still perfectly working. So that was kind of development of her technical skill side, and it resulted into a very great combo. And as I already mentioned, she was also a Hollywood actress, and being 16 years old, she received her first invitation to play a role in the movie, and of course she accepted. It was her dream, and she showed interest from early age. But parents were against, of course, since it was kind of not that prestige at that time, and it could lead to some maybe immoral profession for women at that time. So I don't want to say the word, but maybe you understand what I mean. But she faked the signature of mother, and she still chased her dream and escaped to Berlin. And this picture, white black, you see, it's in 1930. That's her first appearance on the screen. And the scene is named Woman at the Table. It lasted just a couple of seconds, but it was a great beginning for her. And the movie name was Money on the Street. The next, like, yeah, she had some movies in between. She played role, but in 1933 she made a furore. She challenged everything what was possible to challenge at that time. It was almost 100 years ago, but still she appeared fully naked on the screen, swimming in the lake and also running like naked through the forest, which was like out of morals and everything at that time. She became totally famous. Of course, she had a lot of fans, but she kind of was labeled as sex symbol at that moment. And she commented it later, being already over 80 years old, that she regrets this role since it put kind of label on her, and people were not seeing her as that intelligent as she was. And she was always trying to like hit this wall and show that she's also intelligent, not that beautiful and sexy and so on. And yeah, it was overshadowing her mind, to say so. And also one of the most popular roles of her is like Samson and Delilah in 1949, and she played like kind of prototype of Cleopatra. And you can see how beautiful she was and so on. Okay, and back to 1933 when she made this furore with Extase movie. At that moment she already had a husband, Friedrich Mandel, and he was trying to buy all the copies of this movie since he was very jealous about it. That somebody can see her naked and enjoy beauty of her wife, his wife, and so on. And yeah, he was controlling her very much and prohibiting her to play new roles in the movies. And of course, she was again tired of this control, and she escaped again. Yeah, first time she escaped from parents who tried to prohibit her to play roles in the movies, and this time, like, she escaped from husband. And she escaped to America on the ship Normandie, and where she met her next husband. And yeah, I guess everybody knows him, and the kino studio he invented, Metro Goldwyn Mayer Studio, and this line, yeah, on the screen. So this most popular animation at the beginning of almost each movie. And of course, he recognized her at this ship, and he offered her a contract to play roles in movies, but he had one condition to her, and this condition was to change the name, since she was born as Hedwig Eva Maria Kissler and was known in this Extase movie with this name. And he was kind of course, she was popular and so on, but he wanted to change kind of perspective of her, how people see it, and give her a chance to still take away this like sex symbol label and cliche out from her. And she accepted this offer, and yeah, after this she had best roles in Hollywood, and she was even prototype for Fairy Tale.
Snow White.
Hmm?
Snow White.
Yeah, Snow White. She was prototype for the Snow White Fairy Tale, even Wonder Woman and Catwoman as well. But still, she was very limited by the by her beauty in the roles she was playing, and she got tired of it and built a small engineering lab at home. And she had a dog, and she was walking with this dog also when it's dark outside, and she noticed how like kind of uncomfortable it is when you lose from your vision the dog and so on. And she was engineer, and she invented some lightning necklace, yeah, for pets. It wasn't that straightly like produced or something, but it was kind of prototype for something we see every day also, like pet owners are using, and it's very, I guess, smart idea. And her second very famous like invention was kind of schema to improve planes' shape of wings. Yeah, she had already an ex-partner who was Howard. He was pilot, engineer, and actor in one phase, and they visited airplane factory together. And she kind of questioned the shape of wings of current airplanes, and she had an idea how to improve them. And she researched the bird's anatomy, and she was like, inspired by nature, because nature creates always everything perfect, and that's where she took this idea from. And she suggested new model of airplane wings, but unfortunately the plan was dropped when the World War II began, and it's kind of, this idea was like cut off, and like it happened to her later again, and I will say about it later. But unfortunately it was brilliant idea. Her partner was very inspired by it, and they were even ready to take her to engineering team, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But she was still very motivated to help US Army to win against the enemy, and she ended up with the idea like to start campaign where she offers to kiss a person who will buy US military obligations for $25,000 and more, and that's how she collected over $7 million, which is equivalent to $100 million nowadays. It was kind of, that's where she used her Hollywood fame. Yeah, it was a good place to use it and help. And okay, it's now time for the greatest invention of her and what we are using currently nowadays. It's fundament for modern technologies. And this invention is called radio communication system, and with the name frequency hopping spread spectrum. And she invented it together with another pianist whom she met at one of the Hollywood parties and so on. They were discussing current situation of the war and how is it going, that America is losing a lot against German ships. And the main problem was in torpedoes, that enemy can jam torpedoes radio signal and block it and stop the torpedoes which were directed to German ships. And they started to think how to solve this problem and maybe some idea. And they've been playing piano in four hands. As I said, she was pianist as well, because of mother, and he was pianist, George Antal. It was in 1941. And they realized that the solution is in front of their eyes. What if one button is like one wave and one channel, and information can be hopped between these channels and not staying always at the same frequency. So information can hop, it's not that easy for enemy to catch. And they improved this idea, and they were writing schemas and so on. They even patented it on August 11, 1942 with the name Secret Communication System. They even got published in the New York Times magazine. But unfortunately, America wasn't ready for us. They were skeptical, and it was again risky time to change something a lot. They needed to play with the cards they already have and what they are sure about. And her invention got top secret mark and was postponed for later. And in the meanwhile, she continued to be an actress, fighting for more meaningful roles as just being beauty and so on, beautiful woman next to some husband and so on. And she got married for the sixth time, and this time to her divorce lawyer, and it was one of the biggest mistakes in her life, since he left her with nothing, since he was working on previous divorces of her, and he knew all the details and so on. And there is even a case and fact that she was not having money and even trying to steal some pair of shoes from shop. It was that bad situation with her. And in the meanwhile, later, scientists revisited her long forgotten patent, which was under top secret mark, but it wasn't open for public usage, but they used it for US military in later conflicts, and they found it very meaningful and good, but still it was under top secret. And in 1965 she got divorced again, and last time, and she remained unmarried for the last 35 years of her life. She learned something. Yeah, and as a woman and person, she got very tired of being famous and kind of not being successfully married. She moved to Miami, where she was living with family and grandchildren. So, and also she had 3 children, one adopted son, a biological son, and 1 daughter, and daughter is still alive in late 70s. Yeah, and that's when it's not a secret anymore in the 80s. So this top secret patent, mark, was taken away from her patent and was finally allowed to be used publicly. And as a foundation for many modern communication technologies, yeah, we see pictures here as Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, navigation system, even vacuum robot, and so on, are using such technologies. And you may ask why and what are principles. The answers are because these technologies, they require sending and receiving data wirelessly, avoid interference from other devices, and keep connection stable and secure because of this changing of frequency. Yeah, and her invention is covering fulfilling all the requirements.
Just a question, as far as I understand, when you have a Wi-Fi, it has range of frequencies.
Yeah.
And if I connect it, I get some point of this frequency assigned, and if he connects or someone else, you get another frequency assigned. And Wi-Fi constantly runs switch fast between those frequencies that allow, it creates illusion that we are both connected to the same Wi-Fi, but without blocking each other.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Maybe
That's
for the wider audience.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi has these ranges of frequencies that just reflect the channels, and it's doing the frequency of the concept there to switch between the channels. And I think you can turn your router to do channel 6, for example, and all devices connect to channel 6, but normally it's by default automatically, so it does automatically the channel switching. I
briefly remember from
from
the network
University.
It's a thing that I remember from back in time.
Because I know that we're using Wi-Fi, we're using the same Wi-Fi at the same time, but we are not blocking each other.
Yes, so you go to different frequency channels.
Thank you. Yeah, and at the age of 82, she finally received her recognition of being not just beautiful and intelligent as well, and formed Electronic Frontier Foundation, recognized her, and she commented something like this: "Oh, now I'm not just beautiful for you, yeah, you recognize me being smart." Yeah, she kind of was a bit skeptical and maybe angry because it didn't work out somehow. She did great inventions, but somehow it wasn't the right time for them. But I'm happy it happened while she was still alive, so she died at the age of 85. At 82 she was recognized. And in 2005, Austria, Germany and Switzerland, those countries announced her birthday, 9th of November, the Inventor's Day, and almost 10 years later her name appeared in the Inventors Hall of Fame in America. That's it. And little conclusion, what I observed while researching this topic, that she was kind of suffering during her life, and sometimes I noticed world is not ready for some genius people. Sometimes they are kind of one step ahead of the world, but maybe war is not also something simple. But because of war, her inventions were postponed 2 times. And people didn't believe that much, and it wasn't right time. But if you are genius, you stay genius, and you need to believe and continue. And someday, even 3 years before you die, you will have your recognition. So
but
never give up.
Did she got paid for her patent? Because patents suppose that you've been paid a bit, no?
Unless they are secret.
I guess her husband took everything away, so I don't know.
Okay, maybe
Like,
the
there was
patent
nothing.
was recognized. I was hoping that she gets some money for the patent.
Yeah, we can ask Google.
But maybe this lawyer you also have a patent, but you also have a rule for the patent.
Yeah.
Maybe he took a rule out.
I don't know how bad he was.
Because this thing is having the Merry Christmas song, because it's everywhere. So she should have she should become millionaire or billionaire from all the royalties of using it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's-
Yeah, we can.
Point of the talk that be careful when you wear words.
Yeah,
I
lessons
just
learned.
had one. I just was in court with more Luxembourgers, so be careful with them. Yeah.
Do you think from a philosophical point of view, if which of the two also applies for today's generation, which of the two, fame or scientific innovation, if Einstein, for example, had the possibility of being a movie star or inventing, which path do you think he would have chosen between the two if you correlate the two, you know? Are people gravitated more towards fame?
Fame is nothing at the end, so I would better leave something for next generations, because like fame is empty, it's from ego, it comes from ego, but inventions is doing something for yourself, yeah, you become also famous kinda, but you also leave some step for others, so that's the meaning.
No,
Not just leave.
my point is that this is something that she may not have. It's just the perception of human beings, you know. We perceive to be more famous than actually be more scientific, so we gravitate towards that. And maybe there are people who are bloggers and social medias today who would have invented great things, but they're more pulled towards being YouTubers and Instagram fame compared to this one. So I'm saying maybe it's something that is human nature.
To be famous.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
the choices that she had, she was a genius,
Yeah,
but also Hollywood called her.
yeah.
So which is more powerful here in the scenario? You know, is it the science part? Is it the Hollywood part? You know. So
I think it's more like consistent to her upbringing. So she got some talents, but she she jumped in the actress career at the beginning. But at the same time, she was like actress and an inventor at the same time, like both, which is really rare combination.
Yeah.
And when she had a problem to face, she used her not the actress skill, but your inventor skill. And she come up with something. Did she submit only one patent, or she
Yeah.
managed?
So far in research, yes.
It's interesting. So you see, like she encountered just a problem, and because she was an inventor, she just solved it naturally. You know, like with intuition or inspiration in hand. I'm even so surprised that they submitted the patent because it requires some formal work to do, but maybe it was easy at the time. But yeah, that's how she. Like I mean, she was a personality of a bit inventor, but the actress. But all the time, she recognized maybe the being actress is not so much important.
But what would you think? What plays bigger role?
No, I'm just thinking like she was exposed to both worlds. She was exposed to beauty. She had beauty, of course, and she was also exposed to science, as you said. Her father, from an early age, exposed her to the non-stereotype kind of thing. So, and she, of course, she had the brains for it too. Of course, I'm just saying that it's when you think about life choices, that she gravitated more towards fame or Hollywood and everything because that's a much more appealing situation than science itself. So I was just thinking, like, if Einstein had the same choices, would he have, if Einstein was a great actor and Hollywood called him and science, which path would Einstein choose? And that's an interesting question.
Still open question.
It's an open question because
That's still open.
yeah, it's an open question because if he was good in both,